Welcome back to another episode of Talking Tarkov. I'm the EarLegAthlete here with.
Hey, Dizzle.
Today, we've got a detailed look at the new preliminary roadmap for EFT, along with a brand new Nikileak, and Windows updates causing Tarkov crashes. Let's get right to it. So, I think we should start there, though. The first thing we should talk about is the new Windows 11 security issue that's kind of causing some Tarkov players to crash before even being able to launch the game. So we just went through this and figured out what the issue was and got it all resolved. We'll talk about what code that was. I do have the screenshot right here. If you do run into this issue, we tried a lot of different things, and this is the only fix that we found that worked. Let me full screen and turn this on. So you have to go into your Windows update and find the security update, uninstall it, and then pause update so it doesn't roll back in.
Yeah.
But this is the code you want to look for. This is what you are looking for specifically. This is the issue.
Yeah. That's a recent security update through Windows. So check the KB 5077181. If you have that, then that is the problematic update. Just uninstall it, and then, like Ryan said, pause your updates, and then hopefully by the time your updates are unpaused, they'll have a fix rolled out.
Yeah, I don't see this sitting around for too much longer. I think this is going to be one of those niche things that happen to a few of us, and they'll have it fixed hopefully soon. If not, I don't know. I don't know. That'd be kind of wild because it's I don't know if it's necessarily like the BSG launcher issue or if it's a battlEye.
It's a battlEye issue. Yeah,
it seems like
it's a battlEye issue. It's the new security update. Basically, it caused an issue whenever battlEye would check to see if all your files were correct. Something in the new security update was causing something to just not work right. So basically your PC was just fucking like flipping out and just
restarting.
But yeah,
it'll pop up at the bottom. It's like security check fail or kernel security check fail or something like that. OX 139.
It's definitely a battlEye problem. But there is another security update besides that KB one. I am trying to find it at the moment, just so we have both of them covered.
Yeah, having both codes would be nice.
Yeah.
This is the one that I had. This is the only one I had, and it's the one I had to get rid of. But so you can either have one or both, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's two of them, two different ones that were causing it.
It's a niche issue. Not everybody's going through it. Not everybody's getting hit with it either. So it's one of those things but for whatever reason, it does happen. It's frustrating. We tried a lot of different things. We were, messing with OS stuff. We were messing with BIOS stuff. We were just kind of in and out of everything, trying to figure it out. And we finally found a thread that was talking about it. And it seems like it's something that's popping up just recently. It's only happening here and there on occasion with some players. So,
well, and with these updates being recent, it's something that you might not have got the update yet. So it might be something that does happen to you in the future. Then again, some people are on different versions of Windows, so they might not even receive this update. So that's probably why you won't see everybody getting this problem, but I'm sure it's going to cause a big issue when everybody does get this security update, because there's nothing you can do about it. If you have Tarkov and you get the security update, something between those two just aren't meshing, and there's no other way around it that we could find besides just completely uninstalling the update.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am not finding that other one. I wish I would have saved it earlier.
We can, if he finds it, we'll have it thrown up on screen. We'll make sure you guys get the code for it.
I'll keep looking too while we're in here and try to find it.
You can guarantee it is if you have that code or the other code or both security update codes and they're very recent, those are the two you need to get rid of. Because you shouldn't have any of the other ones if that's the case.
Here it is. I got it.
It's just those two. Perfect.
It is. The first one we had was KB 5077181, and the second one is KB 5073109. So
there you go. Perfect.
I'll repeat it again.
So if you have one or both.
Yeah, KB 5073109. So either one of those, get rid of them.
Get them gone. It will cause issues with Tarkov.
If anyone's having issues like getting rid of them, you don't understand how, You simply click your Windows button, right click it, and you go to settings. Once you click your settings, scroll all the way down to Windows Update. Once you are in your Windows Update, just go to recent updates and or update history is what it'll be called. And
Update
then you can
history since you're
see,
on the newer stuff.
yeah, you can see like your most recent updates. And then if you actually have it, you can scroll down and you can click on uninstall updates. And then it'll give you a list once you click that of the updates that you can uninstall. So, and then you'll just restart your PC and you should be golden.
The history, and then as you can see here, mine's right here. I've already uninstalled it and everything. You go to uninstall updates, it'll pull up the same information. These are the ones that I could uninstall, and that's the one that needs to go wherever it is. Oh, it's already gone. Sorry.
Hopefully.
It's already gone. So this one here will be in your uninstall update options. It'll be here, which mine's not because it's already gone. And you just click uninstall on it. It'll take a moment. It looks like it's not doing anything. There's a small bar. It's working. Give it a minute to uninstall, restart your computer, and from there you're golden. You just have to launch Tarkov through the launcher, obviously, and play Tarkov at that point. Now, I will say, during all this troubleshooting, I was able to learn some stuff about PC health, you know what I mean, that I was unaware of at the time. I knew I had a drive that was failing and stuff like that, but I didn't think it was as bad as it is. It's at like 5% health, so that thing's gone. It's out of here.
Oh shit,
You
yeah.
know, and just getting into some other stuff like so it is nice to be able to dig into your computer and make sure things are clean and healthy and running how they should be. But at the same time, this is one of those headaches that you can just avoid entirely by following those steps.
Yeah.
Beyond that, moving on, we have a couple of codes that Nikita dropped for us. So whether it's, you know, you need a little bit of space or you're looking for an elite style kit, here are those codes now in case you haven't gotten them yet. So I need space, obviously, all capital letters. You get a weapon crate and you get an ammo crate. Pretty
Yeah,
handy
this
stuff.
a very good code from Nikita. Like sometimes you get some shitty ones and you don't even want to bother with it. This is worth doing. Get you
Absolutely.
a gun case and an ammo case is fucking great.
Any additional space is always welcome,
Yeah.
and this is exactly what I needed. I always have an overflow of guns too. That's my
Yeah.
other issue. Is like guns are like my main storing point.
Well, if you think about it
Uh,
in rubles, you're talking that right there. You're getting basically like 2+ million rubles for free for doing that.
then we have another code. This one is Skrek Division. It's right here on the side. Awesome little image for you, and it's not anything too crazy. If I'm
Are
being
you
honest with
kidding,
you, you
dude?
get
This
the
one's better
airsoft
than the first
armors.
one.
You get the you're not wrong. Yeah, you get the single binocular, you get the Keter, you get the airsoft armor, a handful of like just things, right? But it's gear, you can sell it, you can run it, you can go rat somebody with it and come up off their kit. So
I mean, it's equivalent to Black Division, you know? Scrag
yeah,
Division, Black
this is
Division.
correct
It's
division.
very, very
This is the
similar.
kit I'm running to terminal 1000%.
Yeah.
Might change the rig out. Maybe I just bring a backpack even. I
Yeah, it
just
might
need
be too
extra
OP.
rounds.
You might have to
Yeah.
dumb it down a little.
Well, I just want to make sure I have enough ammo because the Keter shoots so fast. So,
That's true too. Yeah.
and then Nikita went ahead and also posted. I know he gave out the code for like unlimited uses. So anybody that has not gotten the PMC voice line through the Twitch drops or through the code that Nikita gave, he's finally offering it for sale as well. You just have to go to the website, escapefromtarkov.com, click the expansion button, and then you go to bundles, and it's in the Nikita voice line pack.
Yeah,
Uh,
and
you
before
get
anybody bitches about it, he give everybody plenty of chances to get this for free, and he warned everybody it will only be
it
for free
will.
right now. If you skip this, you will have to pay for it later. So,
Yeah.
and he gave you chances in the drops, and when people didn't get in the drops, then he gave a free code to where you could just put the code in, and then like he let people reuse the code, so it was like you couldn't like run out. Like there was plenty of opportunities to get it for free.
Yeah, it's really your own fault if you don't have it at this point.
Yeah.
I know I was scrolling through some of the replies, which again, it's Twitter, it's a shit show. Just avoid it, right? For the most part. People are saying like selling this after it was free is wild. And Nikita's like, it was never free. I gave it like technically it was free, right? It was. But he also said like I gave a promo code out. Like he specified a different reason.
Yeah.
But like it's still it's just like, well, he told you that's what it was gonna be. He
Yeah,
gave
it was
every
always
single
planned to be
player the
monetized.
option.
Yeah, there was.
People crying, oh, now you're selling it. If I miss the drops, I would be happy to pay for it. It's a sick, funny addition. And guess what? You don't have to buy it. Like, that's the most sane comment on there. You dirty ass MFs. Could you not let us have it for a year at least? Like, what do you mean?
What the fuck does that even mean?
Now you're complaining because you got it early for free? And you're complaining because now everybody can have it?
Oh
That's
my god,
crazy.
dude.
When everybody already had the same opportunity to get it.
Yeah, like tons of people are running it anyways. Like so many people I run into are using the Nikita voice line, whether Bear or USEC. Like everybody has it.
I use it, yeah.
Yeah, same.
And then we have another guy, just to make sure, as a bear, I will receive English Nikita. No, dude, you get the bear Nikita. You get Russian Nikita. I like having him just yapping in Russian. I think it's
Well,
hilarious. There's some funny ass voice lines that he spits out. I have no idea what he's saying, but they
I
sound fucking hilarious.
I think what he's saying is as a bear,
Broken English.
if he already has the bear, if he buys it again, he will get the English. I think is what he was saying, maybe. Because Nikita said if you have
Don't you
one
just
version,
have it on both?
I think he said if you have one version and you buy it again, you'll get the other version. I thought.
Maybe, but yeah,
And
I might
it was
have to
in
look into that.
two. I thought it was in two separate packs, so I don't know.
If you already own a voice pack for one of the factions, only missing one will be credited. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I have to buy it for USEC then. I didn't realize that, or I would have probably used my time a little differently.
Well,
Getting both drops.
the USEC
getting the
one,
drop on Twitch and then getting the one from the code.
the USEC one, most of it is in Russian also. Like very
Yeah, it's only certain phrases and lines.
very few words are in English, and I don't think any of the phrases are in complete English. It's like a mix between the two. So it's kind of like the broken English bears.
The broken English bear.
Yeah, but
broken English USEC.
Yeah, it's basically what it is. Broken English USEC.
But it is cool.
It is.
It is cool. It's very fun. I also have the Nikita announcer on Arena, which is fun.
Oh yeah, that's
him,
a good one.
Yapping and stuff, yelling about things. And then our last, I do believe our last kind of promo code discount deal going on here is the EFT and EFD. So Tarkov and Dukov are both on sale. There's a bundle for them. I think it's 20 or 25% off. Take advantage of discounts up to 25% off for the bundle. And then I think they're both at 20% off just on their own. So if you don't have either one of them yet, or you're interested in Duck Off, which is a fun game, go ahead and check them out. Go over to Steam, pick it up, get a discount on it, grab it while it's cheap, Moving on from that, we have more of the Tarkov-based stuff where we can actually take a look at everything happening and going on. So we just had a conversation with the Escape from Tarkov crew through another in-game survey. This in-game survey, it was covering the armor system, and they want to better understand what criteria we use when choosing armor, how useful it feels during raids, and which aspects of the current system need improving. So I think with the current armor system, the only real issue is throat hitbox, and I just think it should be non-existent. I just don't think it's needed. I don't think we need a throat hitbox. Let the chest armor, I don't know. I think that there's a better way to work it. Throat hitbox is kind of rough, but overall, I like the armor system. I think it's really solid. I don't have many complaints about the armor system at all. I have zero complaints about the armor system. I like everything that they've done.
On my survey, I kind of just said that I was okay with the way everything was, because if you get armor that has throat protection, like, you're pretty good now. Because earlier on, there was a problem.
You really are.
Well, there was a problem, if you remember, it just got fixed, where the throat hitbox on armor was not blocking correctly. And like face mask also weren't covering the face correctly. Like there were several armors that were not even blocking damage. So now that it is blocking damage, I feel like it probably won't happen near as much. You probably won't be dying to the neck hits as much as you were. As long as you're obviously running some kind of armor with neck protection. But for a long time, we had no protection. Even when we had protection, we were not having any protection.
Which is true. And I saw somebody in the comments saying, bring that back to where, there was just no protection at all for the throat area.
Right.
But like I said, I genuinely, I don't have any complaints. If there was one thing that I wanted them to fix, it would be throat hitbox. And it's not even necessarily like the armor coverage. It's the fact that the helmet with your thick helmets like your Altons and stuff like that, and your throat protection, it just gets to be a little bit egregious. But I think at the same time, like, it is what it is. That's what you grind for. That's why you go get Lightkeeper unlocked. You go do all the things to run the high end shit so you can have that protection. So
Oh, you're
it's
saying
one of
it's
those things like
too much protection, you think?
a little too much protection. Yeah,
Okay, I see what you're saying.
I think it's a little bit too hard to penetrate into that at higher tier players.
No, I get
But
it.
at the same time, that's what you grind for. That's why the Alton is so good. That's why it's the helmet to run. That's why they brought IEMs in, because those Alton runners want to hear too. So
Well,
it's one of those things you also have to work your ass off to be able to unlock and run consistently. So it's kind of fair is fair, I think. I don't know. It's just one of those things that if I would change anything about the armor system, that would be it. I would, just remove the throat hitbox from the armor system and let the helmet cover it. But at the same time, it's not a big deal to me. Like, it's not the worst case scenario. It's not like
well,
armor is like completely broken. It's not like you can't kill players.
I like the
It's just
idea
that
of
one
someone
small specific
having
area.
an Alton on and still being able to, if you catch them right in the front, you can just shoot their neck because it's not covering the neck. I like that. You know what I mean? Because if you can't penetrate their head, like if their helmet's so thick and you have bad ammo, the only way you're going to take them down is
Right.
a throat shot. So it's like, I like the fact
Throw
it
shot,
still,
leg shots, take them out somewhere other than,
yeah, but it still gives you a chance. If you're shooting at their head, there's still a place that you can kill them. Like, it's not, I feel like it adds that little bit of fairness to when someone just goes completely chatted out. It's that one bit that they can't quite completely
Sure.
cover. And I
Yeah.
like that about it.
That's fair. But yeah, overall the armor system that we have now is flawless. I think it works great. You can visibly notice when you're tanking shots. When you have your better armor plates in, when you're running the better coverage armor, like the 6B45, one of the best armors in the game right now. It gives throat protection, neck protection. It gives everything you need. And then you put, 5, 6, level 5, level 6 plates in it. I have that clip from Lighthouse yesterday where I was just tanking shot after shot after shot to my chest and thorax. So
Well,
the armor system is working and working well. Plus, you have the side protection that's actually active now, and then things like the other armors that have the Thor that cover arms
yeah,
and shoulders and stuff a
yeah,
bit. Those are covering well. So the armor system works, and it works well.
yeah. I'm cool with it.
I don't really have any complaints. Like I said, if I had to pick something, that would be the one thing.
Well, the one good thing about throat is the highest grade armor you can cover your throat with is soft body 3.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing better than that. Like, you can't put level 4 on your neck. You can't put 5, 6. It's 3, and it's the soft armor. Like, that's as good as it gets for protecting the neck.
Next, we have. I still am unsure, and I think we've kind of come up with a decent idea. Maybe
Louisiana.
we'll start on so this is Louisiana, and the table is signifying some kind of rotten wood. So, what we're thinking as of now is these are potentially names of gun manufacturers: Chris, Val, maybe. And then this is Tarkov Arena Gun Cycle or Cyclone or something along those lines, essentially like the EFT Arena gun game, right?
Yeah.
If
That's my
not,
best guess.
I'm at more of a loss than I already am. If it is not a gun game to where you're cycling through guns or doing something of the sorts, or maybe your gun changes automatically every so often, I don't know what else it might be. I'm kind of at a loss. I don't understand. Maybe there's some clue in something here that we're missing, but I don't know.
Dude, I would love a gun game in Arena. Like, that would be great. Everyone starts with pistols. You got, say, 8 people running around. You all have pistols. You know what I mean? Like, 2 kills with the
Yeah,
pistol,
that'd
you
be
get to
sick.
upgrade to an SMG. And 2 kills with the SMG, you get to upgrade to the AR. And then, you know what I mean? Like, and whoever
And
finishes
it's a
the
random
stack.
pool of which
Yeah.
of those pistols, SMG, shotgun,
Yeah.
rifle, marksman rifle, sniper. Yeah, it's all random as to which one you get, what attachments are on it. Like, it would be, it
And then the
could be
end of it,
really fun.
you get the launcher. And
The
then you got to kill
RPG.
someone with the
Yeah,
launcher. Yeah. Yeah. Just like COD was. That would be awesome in Arena.
yeah, yeah. Have to melee them. I think it would work great, especially on
It
maps
would.
like
It'd be
Chop
great.
Shop Bay 5, some of these tighter maps
Dude,
that
could you imagine
are a
how
little
fun that would
easier to
be?
move around on.
I
Dude,
mean,
I'm already envisioning it and seeing it like being some of the most fun you could have.
and it's just a nice little,
Change of pace.
yeah, it just you get to sit back, relax, not take it as serious, just compete to compete. Like there's no prize, like you're not trying to be the best. It's you're just playing, you're
Right.
just having fun.
Yeah, you're just having fun. You're just enjoying your time on Arena.
I think Arena needs a few
And
game modes like it.
you're going to be leveling guns. You're going to be unlocking attachments doing it.
Yeah,
You're going to be
still
forcing
get
players into finding
XPs.
stuff that they don't typically run.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
and
still get a
integrate
bunch of
ref
XP. You
into
still get
it. Make it where some of those missions that require you to do all this, you can actually do shit like that. Like
do it through ref. Yeah,
yeah, it'd just be
or do
cool
it through these types of game modes.
to
Well,
get
and we know
some.
that they said they're working on like the
Yeah,
shootout game mode and like another game mode or two game modes or something like that. So
yeah,
I wouldn't be too surprised. We've seen some hints potentially if we look at last week's Nikileak and we try to say, well, that looked kind of like the Call of Duty map. Maybe they were testing gun game.
yeah,
You could kind of put a spin to it to start putting pieces together. We know how they like to be cryptic with their breadcrumbs that they leave us.
right.
So it's one of those things where maybe not. And if it's not, I genuinely don't know what else it could be.
Well, yeah, that's the other side.
Maybe
We could
there's
be
a word we
completely
haven't
off.
thought of it. Yeah.
Yeah, we could be
There
completely off.
are hundreds of words that start with CYC and billions of words that start with G, right? So it could be almost anything. I am fairly confident this is like Tarkov Arena. Uh I don't know. We'll
But
see. The gun
having the
imprint on
gun
the
there,
side, the
yeah,
G.
having the
This looks
gun
like Chris.
names,
This looks like Val. Yeah.
it just
You got
goes
Prapper for some reason, unless we're thinking of missing a manufacturer, a parts manufacturer, maybe that we're not thinking of here.
Vepper. Oh no, it's got an A there. Never mind.
Yeah. Oh, it's the Velociraptor.
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
But yeah, I that's the
It
best
could be
guess I
anything,
have.
right? Yeah. Yeah. I'm not too sure on that one. It's confusing. I think that we're pretty spot on with EFT Arena gun game,
Yeah,
personally. I
I
think
think
that
it's a
that's
good
kind of
guess.
accurate. It is a solid guess. We also have like the end of line event potentially if that map makes its way here. We have the upcoming icebreaker stuff, but this doesn't really point towards that in any way, shape, or form, right? Like if it was icebreaker, you think it would be more in line with the event that would be coming for
Right.
that, not a wooden table with some plaque on it, right? I don't know. Uh what these two words are beyond me. We'll find out soon, I imagine. Whether it's EFT Arena or base game, something will drop soon enough to show us a little bit more on this. So I don't know. We'll put a pin in that one for now. I think our best guess being an arena gun game potentially is pretty good. But as time goes on, we'll talk about it some more and we'll see what happens.
Right.
Now, talking about why I don't think that it's event related, let's get into that right now with the new Nikileak, huh?
Yeah.
So right away, the screen starts, and we're looking at a potential PMC rappelling up or down off of a helicopter. Oh, rappelling down, yeah. Um, is this potentially a new extract method? Because we talked about there being helicopter extract that guy had brought up
Yeah.
on the Tarkov.Community site,
Yeah.
and they were kind of like, hey, whoa, easy guy, we've been thinking about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll or is this event related where this is our way to on the ship or off the ship?
All I know is it would be cool if they did add that as an extract. I would love it. But
I would agree.
there was also, I swear, I can't show anybody because I couldn't find it. But I remember earlier in the week I seen somebody saying that having the black division, like on all maps was a thing that was supposed to be
I saw
coming.
that too.
But
Yeah.
I couldn't find where it was. But it'd be cool if like a helicopter like brought them in the maps and you could see where they were like infilling. Like you would hear the
Where they
helicopter and then
infill and
yeah,
then
like you would get an idea
they
where they
spread out
were.
from there.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, that'd be cool.
That
Kind
would be
of,
cool.
we get the plane when we know there's an airdrop. You can look and see where it's
Right.
gonna. It'd be cool if you just heard the helicopter and you can look and see where the Black Division were gonna be.
And we do know that Nikita has stated in the comments for some of his replies to things on, talking about the roadmap and this, that, and the other. People have brought up Black Division a lot, not just being able to see them in raids more often, but events and things too. And Nikita said for the event wise, like, yeah, planned. We're going to. And then for the other stuff, he says we intend to, or we plan to use Black Division more.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I
I
seen
I
that.
assume we might get an event where they leave terminal and they're roaming around looking, hunting players for whatever reason. And then beyond that, maybe they just start showing up at nighttime, full time in raids, right? Like just the same percentage as cultists, you could potentially run into Black Division crews like clearing out shoreline for or factory or woods or any of these locations. So it opens the doors to some really cool ways of introducing them, and I think that the helicopter infill could absolutely be one of them.
Yep.
Uh, hey, maybe they potentially start coming out of bunkers and things, and we're able to start getting some lore towards that. We know that they want to start setting up for the second storyline, right? Whatever this new storyline that they want to bring out is. So potentially we're the doors, it's limitless. Again, it could go in a lot of locations. It could, or in a lot of directions. It could potentially, maybe this is how we start getting introduced to the bunkers and what's underneath like the mountain stash and stuff like that is through the Black Division entry. And I don't know, I'm brainstorming here, I'm just throwing things together, but they really could do a lot of different things with it. Moving on from that, we get a look at, I can't make out what parts those are. I can't tell. I think that's just the serial numbers on it. There's definitely something right there. But another look at a gun, that's not a new stock, if I remember correctly. I think that's one of the ones that are connected to a buffer tube already, and they're just a single piece. That's the MOE butt stock up there. That's a 45 round drum mag. That's all this
Yeah.
stuff are things we have in raid or in
Yeah.
game
It looks
already.
like it's all stuff we already have.
Yep. What pistol grip is that? Maybe one of the MOE ones, I think.
Yeah, I can't quite tell.
Maybe they're updating some of the lasers and things. I'm not sure, but
I was gonna
modeling
say
of the laser.
that. Do we have that laser? I don't.
That's
That,
the ANPEQ, right? The
but the
AN94 or whatever.
cap looks different.
That's true. Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they're just updating it and fixing collars and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's a possibility.
And then we get this clip. This is cool. They are out in some frozen tundra area, uh, doing something, right?
Yep.
Down on snowmobiles. We've got a bear patch. He is geared up. Scroll back a little bit more on that. There's tracks already out through here, and all we know is that with the icebreaker event, we were shown the image early on of them using four-wheelers or snowmobiles or something to get out to the ship itself. And then later in this clip, we'll see more. So I guess we'll just have to keep going for now. Here is what I assume most definitely, if we can get it just right, is the hull of the ship, like somewhere inside of the ship. Like that is very clearly
Yeah.
a ship. This is probably just texturing for walls and stuff, I would imagine, just getting all that, rust and dirt detail right.
I don't play Rust, so I don't
And
know.
and then we have this. Yeah, it's funny. I don't know what it is, but it's funny.
Oh yeah.
He's got the gun outstretched. I don't know if that
Yeah.
was like an AI bug going on. I haven't been on PvE in a long time, so I don't know. I don't know if this is like an AI bug. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they were just trolling, having some fun with the coding and just
I
like
was gonna
playing around with
say
stuff.
new strat maybe for the AI. Like, what would you do if
Yeah,
you walked up to a
maybe.
scab and he's just sitting there going in circles?
Spin to win, dude. Spinning and shooting.
360
What
no
the
scope.
hell? Looks like some handguard rendering and stuff. Always cool to be interested in getting new parts. Now, here is another look. They're in the same tundra frozen area, and they're inside of a vehicle. I don't want to spoil too much until we get further in, but inside that vehicle, which is a pretty interesting thing. We'll keep moving on. This is the RSAS, I think. No. Wait. Is this a new gun?
Can't tell. I can't get a good enough
Does
look.
the RSAS have the striping on the side? I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't tell from that angle.
I can't really tell either. And I don't remember what the RSAS looks like on the side.
I think it just has the Remington logo and like a white stripe under
Right?
it.
That's what I thought. So maybe a new upper for the RSAS or some other 762 by 51.
That could be the new
Maybe
SR25 also.
I was gonna say it also, yeah, maybe the SR25 kit.
M110, I should say.
But I do want to point out that is on a PMC sitting in a chair. PMC sitting in a chair, gun that's like a table or a bench. You can see his arm is like up on it. Wonder what that's showing.
Not
Maybe
sure.
potentially new storyline stuff.
Yeah.
Like not necessarily the new storyline, but like icebreaker event type story stuff where you get to actually see your character. That would be kind of cool too. But who knows? And then we have a sitting animation. I don't know if that's for the terminal stuff, if that's for BTR fixes. I don't know what this might be for, but we get sitting animation, and then we see some of their actual firearms that they're using for whatever, whether it's recording or just range time. Oh, this is more at that Arctic area. Okay. You can hear the wind in the background. So then we have them filming. Did we miss a... Where's the hovercraft? Oh, that's an image. That's a
Yeah, it was
screenshot.
picture.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, right there, that's them in
So
the hovercraft right
this,
there.
yeah, I thought there was a scene that showed that exterior picture, but it's an image. That's right. It's just a picture. So yeah, here they are in a hovercraft, recording, picking up audio, whatever they may be doing. But the, I assume, icebreaker event trailer and everything leading into that is going to be tied to all of this.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Yeah,
they're out here getting the weather sounds and things for a specific reason. Here, let
well,
me just turn this off while I go find that image.
we've seen three different transportation, 3 different vehicles like heading into just like the Arctic, like heading over like snowbanks. We've seen the 4-wheelers, we've seen the snowmobiles, and
So,
now we've seen the hovercraft. So I
well, we've
believe,
also seen the helicopter.
yeah. But I mean, like heading to like the ship. You see, like that bottom picture has the 4-wheelers, or are those
Right.
snowmobiles?
No, these are quads. They got
Are
four
they?
wheels.
Okay.
Yeah, they're
And
quads.
then,
But my thought with this is, if this is potentially somebody landing, like a VIP or something, and we got to escort them through to do a certain thing, maybe that's what that first clip's for.
but I think we were also spoiled that that's an extract for,
Oh yeah, you're right.
but that might not be true either. Like, I think it is with the other information we got from Nikita saying that this map is, uh, going to be a continuous map.
Nikita posted this. Yeah, that's the other thing we should definitely mention. So Nikita posted this hovercraft, right? Cruising out on this snowy tundra here.
And there's another one
There
with
was
2 bears
also,
standing in
oh,
front
yeah,
right there.
here it is. And then we got this image as well, which is again the hovercraft, and then we have 2 bears sitting out in front of it, assumedly pointing towards the event stuff. And by the way, they have all been wearing night vision, so maybe it's like an extended time thing, like where you're in there for a pretty decent amount of
Yeah.
raid time at least,
Well, we got a
because
little
every single one of them
information.
has had MVGs on.
Yeah, and we got a little
We
information
did
on
get
what
some
it's going to look
information, yeah,
like when we do and how we are going to be able to play the map. And that
which I have to
is
find. I'm looking for it.
no, you're good. You're good.
Where did he post it? Why
I
don't I
think it
have
was.
that up
I
yet?
think it was in replies. But while you look for it, I'll go ahead and start saying. Basically, someone had asked about how we were going to play it. Was it going to be, like player versus player, player versus enemy? And Nikita said it's going to be PvE with up to 2 teammates. Well, 3 total teammates. So basically, 3 people versus the AI is what it's going to be for the event.
Yeah.
And that kind of tells you it's probably going to be really tough if he's making it to where you can bring help and it's only you versus the AI. It's probably going to be similar to Terminal in difficulty, which is at least what I figured from that. But then he went further on and said that was only for the event. Once the event was over, it's going to be included in the rotation of regular maps to where you can just go play normal Tarkov, like, PvP, VE. So, kind of some good news that we're getting a new map that's going to be there forever,
Yeah.
not just an event map.
Yeah, so it's going to work like Labyrinth did. It entered, we were limited on what we were able to, how we were able to access it. We could only do it through certain means, whatever. And then once it was fully introduced after the event was over, then we were able to like just go full time, right? Like it was limited. I don't remember, whatever, not important. But essentially the same way that Labyrinth worked is, introduce it as an event, let us play it. Did Labyrinth go away for a little while, or was
It
it
did.
always just here? Right?
It did go away. I believe it went away right after the event for a couple weeks, I think, and then they brought it back
And
with
then they
like less
brought it
loot and
back
stuff.
as
I think I
yeah,
could be
yeah, because they
wrong.
had
I
to dumb
could be
down the
wrong.
loot. No, I think that's right. And maybe it wasn't down that long, sure, but it definitely went away for a little while and then came back, dumbed down loot, and I do believe the XP was changed off of it too. No,
Right.
XP was only recently changed for Labyrinth.
Yeah, that was just recent in this recent update.
Yeah.
Um, but I think this will be the first map that gets introduced as a PvE map and then turns into a normal map. It's going to be the first time we've had that. Because the only other PvE map that we've had has been Terminal, and it's still, just a PvE map. So maybe that gives Terminal hope for becoming just a regular map later on to where you can actually play normal Tarkov.
Yeah, yeah. I've always been hopeful for that too. Like even after I survive and extract through Terminal, I like survive Tarkov. I'm hoping eventually we can still just load in there, even if it's not necessarily a PvP map, but just to be able to rerun the mission on repeat would be nice. Like just a thought.
Yeah.
Because it feels like such a waste. It's like only so many people are ever going to get in there,
Yeah, a ton of people are never going to see
Eventually,
it.
I'm sure people will make it, but I also know for a fact a lot of people will either A, quit before they get that far,
Yeah, most
B, they'll
people
never
will
get that
never.
far, or C, won't know exactly what to do to get there because there's a lot of players that just don't like dig into the information and like pay attention to follow the storyline and this, that, and the other. So, who knows? There's a million reasons why they won't make it there,
If
but
I had
there's
to,
for sure going to be players who don't get in.
if I had to guess, I would say a good 80+% of the community will never see it. Because if you look at achievements, most people have never, like, I think only like 10% of the community has ever like done the Kappa missions
Yeah.
like fully.
Yeah.
So it's like I doubt many are ever going to make it to the Terminal.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe that. Like, genuinely believe that. The only we haven't seen Icebreaker yet, so it's hard to say like, oh, well, maybe it'll just always be like the Labyrinth style where it's mostly PvE focused with some PvP elements. Who knows? Maybe this map is designed in a way that it works really well for just straight PvP. Like,
Yeah.
I'm hoping, I don't know, when they do these PvE events in PvP, PvE, whatever, when they do it to where they're just PvE focused, I always am a little curious as to if it'll ever become something that we can just like run a raid on, or if it's like, even with Labyrinth, while we can go in there and there are some other players, the main focus is still the PvE side of it. So I am
Right.
curious as to what they'll end up doing with it entirely once it's all wrapped up and done and they're brought to us just for us to run.
Let's say because Labyrinth was always PvP, right? There was never a time when it was just PvE. It was always PvP, right?
Well, it was PvE focused with the bosses and the shits
Right, but
and
you could
like
always fight
some
the other
PvP
players.
mixed in. Right, yeah.
Yeah.
This one is completely only PvE
Yeah, this one is
and
just you loading into a
even
map by
Terminal
yourself.
gives you the option to, betray people and kill
Right.
people,
Which
which I
I
guess,
think
you could still
this
do
will.
that in
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's an interesting choice. It's an interesting take. It kind of tells me that it must be kind of a pretty decent sized event if they want it
Yeah.
to where players are focusing on only the event. They're not,
Well,
worrying about player spawns and worrying about who they have to fight and what's going on around the corner and this, that,
and
and
that's
the
why
other.
I figured
They
the
know they're in there with just their
difficulty.
friends and it's
Yeah, the difficulty will probably be pretty high.
Yeah. I'm hoping it is. I'm hoping it's pretty extreme. I kind of want it to be, on the harder end of the difficulty scale, just because it's one of those things that you're only going to run this event for so long. And then you're going to bring the map out full time anyways. Might as well lean into it, make it to where it's something that's challenging that we really have to, work as a team to get done.
Well,
And
it
if you
gives them an
can solo,
out.
sure, but
Yeah, it gives them an out. If they make it extremely difficult and people are complaining, that they can always say, well, it's eventually going to come as a standalone map. So if you can't, get into this, if it's too difficult for you, well, you'll eventually be able to, give it a try over and over.
yeah. Next up on the list of stuff to go over that has pissed off the community is the roadmap, right? This
Oh,
has
yeah.
been a rough one. It's been a little bit of a rough one. So we are looking at preliminary roadmap for Escape for Tarkov for the first half of 2026.
Yeah.
So this year,
Q1,
just the
Q2.
first half of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're
We are looking at
over halfway through Q1 already. So
exactly. That's very true.
this is all coming within the next 1 to 3 months.
We have DLSS 4.5, like the actual introduction of DLSS 4.5, technical improvements to story task functionality and reward distribution, reworked weapon animations and movement while aiming, sound effects for dropped magazines, which I can't wait for. I think that's a good one. Balancing fixes, quality of life changes, and cumulative fixes based on player feedback. Raid reconnect system rework. The reconnecting to a raid, I hope they can get. I always try to highlight the wording on the pictures. I hope they can get it down faster, because getting disconnected in the middle of a raid is horrendous. And if you're solo, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's like 8 minutes of just waiting and not knowing if your character's alive or dead, just for you to load all the way through and then it'd be like, oh, you died.
Well, Nikita had said that they had found a way to where he was hoping it's going to be almost instant reconnect. That they had been working on it. Yeah, and he said he believed it was going to be almost instant. And I just want to point something out. In that Q1, one of those things where it says balancing fixes, quality of life changes, and cumulative fixes based on player feedback. That's important. Everybody has been upset since 1.0 with a lot of the issues, and understandably. And Nikita come out and said that he and BSG had pushed back a lot of the fixes and things because they wanted to get 1.0 out and done, and that this year they were going to focus on fixing things, rewriting code, doing things like that. Well, if you watch the Tarkov TV at the new year when we got the update 1.0, you've seen there was a lot of stuff promised, a lot of stuff that we were supposed to get this year, and now some of that stuff is not there anymore. But that right there is the reason why. Based on player feedback, they took into consideration a lot of people were upset with the way the game performs, the issues people were having in the game, some of the missions, the problems with the missions. So the code, they're going back and rewriting the code. So it's like everybody asked for them to do that, and they're doing that. So you can't keep doing all the content that you promised if you're going to go back and try to fix the game, optimize the game, do what people want. You can't have both. And it just drives me nuts that a lot of people don't understand that you can't have everything and then expect them to go back and fix the game also. And there were so many people when this roadmap dropped, there were so many people that were just acting like this was the biggest betrayal ever, that Nikita had went back on his word and he had lied and basically promised a bunch of shit and then just didn't want to do it and gotten lazy since 1.0. I seen so many people, oh, you made a bunch of money with 1.0 and then you just pulled the rug. It's like, no, the game could be over right now. He could just walk away, but no, he's still fixing the game. He's still putting money and resources into Tarkov for us, like making the game better for us. This is all for us. This is not for him. This is not for him to make money. This is for us to enjoy the game. Like, sorry. It gets me so frustrated.
No, it's true though. And you're right to be frustrated, because like the amount of people and some of the names that we've seen of like creators and stuff that just refuse to essentially read and pay attention to what's actually going on and like listen to what he's saying. It's all been talked about. It's all right there in front of you, and just blatantly ignoring it for, I guess, views or clicks or whatever you want to call it. Or maybe just ignorance even. And I wouldn't be surprised if that were the case too.
I think part of it is ignorance.
Are some things that I can understand being a little bit upset about within, the Tarkov world, sure. But upset to the point of like throwing a fit about it. I don't think so. I don't think anything's that bad in Tarkov. But just to, I don't know. You're right to be upset about it, dude. It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
It just drives me nuts. It's like they moved
Well, and they try to
the
balance things
event.
out. They try to push things around to fit our schedule of what we want fixed based off what
Yeah,
we tell them has to
that's
be
what it
done.
says right there. Yeah, based on player
And then
feedback.
it's just like it's just
And
crazy. It's just
it's like
wild.
they moved the big event back a month or two. Like it's not the end of the world. We were supposed to get it Q1, now it's in Q2. Everyone acted like,
Oh
oh,
no.
Icebreaker, we're not even getting it now.
Well,
Like, yeah, we are.
and
It's
let's
right there,
talk
Q2.
about like the reason why they pushed it back because it wasn't just the updating and stuff, but they also state it's a huge event. This
Yeah.
is something that has taken a lot of time and a lot of effort to build and put together and make just right. So, you know, the introduction of it needs to be done correctly and implementing it should go in a way that's smooth and works with their update schedule as well. Um,
Well, yeah, Tarkov's a
but
live
yeah,
service game.
so
Like, plans change.
right,
It's not,
they do.
oh, they shipped it out yesterday and now it's done. Like, whatever they promised that is not there, we're never going to get it. Like, it's continuously updating. Like, that's the definition of a live service game. Things get pushed around. Like,
Exactly. And then, so in Q2, now we have the large scale in game event, which is Icebreaker. We have a new boss coming, which is
yeah, that's
probably the
awesome to see.
Icebreaker boss.
Yeah.
We have technical improvements focused on reducing the match loading and exit times, as well as improving the interface performance outside of raids. Huge. That
Yeah.
is going to be one of the biggest changes that they can make to improve Tarkov's raid experience right now.
One
Loading
of the
in,
biggest
loading out
things.
has to
Yeah.
be faster.
That's
Yeah,
something you
and
see
if they
people
get that
complain about
right,
every day. And rightly,
that's one
it
of those
needs fixed.
justifiable
Yeah.
complaints.
Yeah.
Exactly. That is a justifiable complaint. That is one
But
of the
it's
things that
also
I can understand being frustrated with, but it's
it's
not worth throwing a
also
fit about.
a great thing to see that that's what they're focused on. Nikita's already said they're
Right.
rewriting everything, and it's like to take time to do that, you got to push some shit back. So you got to take one if you want one thing to be fixed.
Yeah.
You can't
I
have
mean,
everything. Like you got to take one, let one go. It's just the way it goes.
well, it's not even let one go. It's take one and move it back and move the
Well,
other
yeah,
thing
it's not
back
letting it go
behind it.
permanently.
It's
It's
just
just temporarily.
push it back. Yeah.
But
And
then
then we
even
have
the
calling
next
system
thing,
update focused. Yeah, calling system update focused on improving in-raid performance. Another really huge
yeah,
improvement that would help drastically on all ranges of computers. That would help everybody on low-end PCs, high-end PCs, anything. The calling system update should really help improve performance. Oh my goodness. And then we have a vegetation rework across all locations, which again should
another
help
thing.
performance somewhat. It's not going to like drastically change things, but it should one help the way it looks a little bit better, probably bring things a little more modernized, and then two, it should help cut back on performance because we already know that they have a bunch of like invisible assets that are in areas that they just haven't removed yet. So maybe that's one of those things that get taken out too and just slightly help. All of Q2 so far, we're going to continue with balancing fixes, quality of life changes, and cumulative fixes based on player feedback, and then new PMC customization options. That's the only one thing in here that isn't focused on improving in raid performance or load in and out times. So again, Q1, Q2, as Nikita said, for the now that 1.0 is out, this next year is all about optimizing performance and polishing. And here we're seeing it. And that's the thing. It's like he hasn't lied. They've not gone back on their word. Sure, they've moved things around to fit the update schedule, but like you just said a minute ago, it's a live service game. There's certain things that end up taking priority. A new bug might happen, a new thing needs fixed, and it pushes schedules back.
Well,
If you can't understand the basics of schedules are flexible, and especially with a live service game, they're going to be
yeah, it,
extremely flexible. Like you have to allow that. If not, you're going to end up in a situation where you're implementing things that are half-assed. You're not fixing the things that players want fixed. You're only being able to collect and correct certain things here and there, instead of like when they have an update schedule planned that they can manipulate a little bit and they know exactly what they're working on and exactly what needs fixed. It streamlines things a little bit.
yeah, it's not like it used to be when a game was released. It had to have all its content. Like obviously, that's not how it is anymore. Especially with Tarkov. Tarkov is continuously getting worked on. And another thing I need to point out: there are different development groups. Like the dev groups are all
Also, very yeah.
working on different things. It's not like since they're working on performance fixes that everybody, the art team, the graphics team, the animation team, it's not like they all stop working and start switching over to performance. No. Those guys are still working on their stuff. It's just they add more emphasis on
The
getting it
implementation
done.
schedule is what
Yeah,
ends up
yeah,
getting pushed out
it gets
first.
pushed
Yeah.
ahead, but all that other stuff is still getting worked on. There are dev teams that are always
The
working on
gun
everything.
animations, all
Yeah,
these things that are also being mentioned, vegetation rework, these are all different teams doing different things exactly. And I think players fail to realize that. They just look at
they
it like,
do.
oh, the studio,
They really do. They think of the
and
dev
I
team
can
as one
understand
dev.
it. Yeah, you kind of have this idea of them just open Tarkov code, fix code, game work better,
Yeah,
and it's
all
it's
of them
just so
sitting in a
far from
room
that.
together.
It's
Oh,
so
we got
many
to work
systems
on
doing
this
so
thing.
many different things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like Nikita sits in the middle. It's like, all right, guys, today you guys are all going to work on this, and then all of them start. It's like that is they. All of them
That's
are.
why his response where he goes, "I fuck off, little boy," or something like that.
Yeah,
Don't tell me what to do, little boy. I
yeah,
if I want to sit on Twitter before I personally go optimize the game, like, yeah,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
it's
Nikita
so
has
good, dude.
some
He
like
trolls so well.
great responses to people on Twitter too. They're
Yeah.
funny as fuck to watch. Um,
Well, and
but
hey, just because the game's dead and they're dropping it and everything else, more to come in the second half of 2026, by the way. And
well,
and this is just year one of the 5-year plan for upcoming content and things too. So just
well, that's the other thing. Though.
clearly they've given up.
A lot of people's like, well, that's a shitty dev map for 2026. It's like the third thing
This is two
says
quarters.
more to
Yeah.
come. So that means Q3, Q4 are going to have more stuff. And Nikita, because people were throwing a fit, he ended up releasing more stuff that's coming because people were acting like we weren't getting anything, which that's
Yeah.
what he's saying right
So
here.
we have seasonal character. PvE prestige is planned later after Q2 in Q3. He tells you when it's coming. In Q3, we're getting PvE prestige. That's huge. That'll drive a lot of players back to PvE. Matching times being addressed at this moment. That's one of the things that have been pushed forward, probably. Anti cheat stuff is being added almost every single patch, which we see. Pretty big optimization part is that calling system rework in the Q2 patch. Also, vegetation rework related to optimization. Again, breaking it down very simple for you. These two things are optimizing the game. These things are fixing the game.
Right. He's
EOD
addressing
unique
everybody.
clothing and armband is planned in Q2 patch, maybe earlier. It's not on the roadmap, but hey, he's bringing it up. Icebreaker event moved to Q2 because it's really big event. Needs to have more testing and fixes. Again, that's just them making sure that they're implementing something that the players can hop right into. There's not going to be a fuck ton of bugs and issues and this, that, and the other, or at least not that they can correct before it's fully released into the live version, right? And then FSR for in plans. And then somebody else goes through even on this thread and says, "Why no FSR?" It's like, okay, dude. So it's just read the shit and pay attention to what's being said. It's all
You
right
really
in
want
front
to
of your
wind
eyes. Like you really can't.
you really want to know why no FSR? Because Nvidia controls 90% of the GPU market. Like that's just most of
Yeah,
their
FSR is not that big of a priority.
yeah, most of their customers are on Nvidia, and unfortunately, yeah, it sucks. I would be okay with them dropping DLSS and FSR at the same exact time, but that's just not reality. That's just not how it is. Every game has DLSS usually being updated before FSR. Now, right there though, Nikita clarifies it's not something they're neglecting. They are going to do it. They got to do what is for most of their customers. They got to
Majority of
put
the
that shit
player base
first.
comes first.
Yeah.
Right. And just to kind of reiterate why we get so frustrated with the way that the community looks at some of the stuff that gets posted. Mop Handle says the ongoing refusal to address the cheating problem needs to stop. There is no refusal. I literally added a point that we are constantly working on this.
Yeah.
It's just
He
like
literally addressed it.
you blatantly ignore things being said just to like iterate your point of ignorance that you didn't read and aren't paying attention. And it's not just that one mention of anti-cheat stuff being added on. It's every update, every patch. There's mention of
Yeah.
anti-cheat, mention of anti-cheat. The start of 1.0 was the cleanest Tarkov we could have ever
Yeah.
asked for, and it was like obviously they're working on things. And then we still have the stuff that they mentioned a while back. If you fucking clear your brain fog for 2 seconds and you think back to like a few months ago when Nikita was talking about a potential, trying to find something better than what they're using, an in-house anti-cheat, whether it's kernel level or what, but they're trying to find something that they can use to cut it out even more. So it's like, how fucking oblivious do you have to be to the world around you to just like so hard press this point of, oh, you're not doing it. It's just like, you're dumb. Shut up. Fucking
Well,
go be useful somewhere else.
I get frustrated with, Twitter users and shit, but I get more frustrated with Like
Content creators that
creators that have played Tarkov for years. They've been in the community for years. They
yeah.
know how BSG have completely changed this game, turned it around. It's nowhere near as awful as it used to be with cheaters. They've constantly been updating it. Like people who know this shit, they still jump on the bandwagon of, oh, this shit sucks. This is bad update. This didn't meet expectations. It's like I just don't understand. Like, are you really that like stupid?
Well,
Like,
and
do you
let's
really
look
not
at
get it? Or are you trying to like are you audience captured and your audience is going to be upset, so you're trying to basically get them to all be happy with you. You don't want to
well,
fight with them.
that's what I was going to say. Let's look at it from the standpoint of a bigger creator who has been loyal with Tarkov for a very long time, but every time a take comes out, it's a hot take that's just kind of like, that's why go that route. One, BSG has probably treated you very well, invited you to events, had this, that, and the other going on for you, streamer items, all these things, to show love to you. And if your idea of gaining and growing your audience and escape from Tarkov is to just bash the guys that make the game that grew your audience and put you where you are, that's fucking stupid. It's
Yeah,
just stupid. It
yeah,
doesn't make any sense. And I feel like that's what a lot of it is, because there are some major creators who just bash. And like, sure, if you have valid complaints, I completely understand. And I'm with you. Some things suck. Some things aren't
yeah,
right. Some things aren't great. Some things should have been fixed. But at the same time, to just use your ability to talk shit and people will click on it, on a company that has treated you more than fairly and probably done more for you than you realize, or that you're willing to admit and thank them for, is just a little bit beyond me. I don't
yeah.
really
It's
understand it.
it's
It's
fucked
a
up.
weird thing.
It's
It
fucked
is.
up, and it's more
Um,
fucked up because Nikita and BSG devs have went above and beyond when it comes to engaging in real criticism and taking feedback from the community and actually agreeing and trying to fix things. And anytime that like somebody actually has a good point, they they will talk to you about it, and you can actually like discuss what you think and why you think. And it's like they take that into consideration. Like most dev groups don't care what you say. They do. They ask for our opinion on things. They give us Tarkov.Community so we can tell them what we think. It's like that's what drives me the craziest. It's like you don't have to talk shit behind their back. You can just go talk to them. Like if you really feel like they're doing something bad, just go tell them. But it's like it's the opposite of that. They're always like, oh, like invite me to your event or let me get access to this first. But then whenever I'm not around BSG, that's when I'm going to act like they're doing awful. It's like, it's just so two-faced. Like, I hate it.
right. Well, and it's a lot of it's not even like valid criticisms. It's just like bitching to bitch. And it's
Yeah.
again, I completely understand when you have something justifiable that is fucked and needs fixed. I understand if you're getting stream sniped and you use that ability to go reach out to them. That's cool. That's awesome. But then to turn around and like take advantage of all those aspects and then just be like, oh yeah, I hate this game. It's garbage.
Yeah.
This game sucks. I'm gonna go play Arcade. I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna go do that. And then just to like, oh, pick apart this roadmap that tells us everything we need to know, and pick apart this updated roadmap that tells us even more than we actually deserve to know, or should know, or need to know. Even not necessarily deserve. Like we should know as much as we can, obviously, but at the same time, like they don't have to do all that. It's just like it just feels like an abuse of power just to get views and clicks. And I understand, like, oh, the rage bait is real, but at the same time, I don't know. I think my moral compass would rather just stand where I think I should be, and
Yeah.
maybe not. Maybe
No,
that's the wrong move. Like I don't know,
honestly,
but I think it's better to just be genuine about things and not
it
be
is.
shitty towards a company that's put thousands of hours of fun in my life.
Well, like I said, and the worst part about it is Nikita and them will listen to valid criticism. Like if you really have
Sure.
something that needs fixed, you can actually go talk to them about it, and they make it easy to do that. So that's why it's just even worse. It's like you have ability to go talk to them and really hammer out whatever you think is wrong with the game, and then you also have the ability to see if they're taking that stuff into effect and fixing it and actually trying to implement things that you want, and you can see that they're doing that, but you still just you give the dumbest takes when it comes to other shit that just it makes me like I used to question it, but now I know for sure it's bad faith. Like that it's not real. Like it's manufactured
Right.
outrage. Like there's no
Yeah.
way that people
Yeah.
are that stupid to think, like it's it's
Well,
I
that's
hate
also a line you have to
doing it.
draw, because people can be that stupid.
Well, they can, but some people I know aren't. You know what I mean? Like some people I know
Right.
aren't. And I mean, I hate, that we always have to take the time on our podcast and bitch because people probably don't want to sit here and listen to us bitch. But at the same time, it's like
Oh, that's true.
we hope the right person hears this and if it is them who acts this way, we're hoping that maybe they can be like, hey, you're right. Maybe I shouldn't do that shit. Like, doubtful that it's going to
Yeah,
happen, but you never
potentially.
know. It might. But
It is. It's just like it's one of those things that we have to sit here and see, and like the amount of people I talk to as a Sherpa that are like, "Oh, well, isn't this like broken in the game, or isn't this like a big exploit, or isn't this a major issue, or isn't this causing this and this to happen?" Or aren't they just taking our money and running and all these things? It's like, where do you hear this from, right? Like, well, one, it's either Twitter or YouTube comments or Twitter or YouTube comments or just watching videos or whatever. And it's just like, it's so weird because people complain about not having a player base. People complain about not getting enough new players into the game, this, that, and the other. But then you sit there and you make content about the game, bashing it, putting it down, and talking shit. It's like, how about doing the opposite and like trying to make this community thrive?
yeah,
You know, it's just weird. Like, sure, there are some issues, and we can talk about those issues all day long. I talk about
absolutely.
these things,
Yeah.
load times and load outer rate and crash issues and other things like that. I have no problem bringing those things up. But when people are just like throwing out random weird accusations because they heard it from a creator, this, that, and the other, it's just like you're doing you know what, personal gain. If that's what you're after, you're doing great. If you actually care about the community and you actually care about Tarkov and you actually want to see this game grow and thrive and have a healthy, nice size player base, you just maybe show a little more love and appreciation is
Yeah.
my thing.
Yeah. Because in
But
my book,
everybody knows we're fucking shills
well, it's like we are shills. We are shills. Like, I
all
mean,
day. I'll
honestly,
admit
we're
it.
not,
Yeah.
but that's what people think. But it's like,
Right.
if you have to boil your argument down to all BSG's just lying, then you're not being honest.
You
Like,
have no
you're just
argument.
not.
Yeah.
You're just not being honest.
Yeah. It would just be cool to not have to always answer questions about things. And like I know I'm in an awkward or not awkward, but I'm in a position to where I get to communicate with a lot of new players, a lot of experienced players, anyone and everyone in the Tarkov community. I see a lot of different humans that I interact with, right? So I kind of hear it more than the average, I would say. Even in my personal Discord server, there's a bunch of newer players. There's players that are closer to 1,000 hours, players that are close to like 3,000 hours, 4,000 hours, players that have more hours than I have, and sometimes the conversations just end up like in these weird places of somebody new coming in and just not really understanding what's actually going on because they heard this and this from different creators. And it's like, it's just, I get kind of tired of always having to be like, no, it's not
Yeah.
true. It just,
Yeah, it
it's just
is.
old. It's tiring.
It's frustrating. After a while, it just I went off on a certain creator, like, just because eventually, like, I've had problems with them in the past. I'm not going to name them or anything. I'm not trying to start beef, but they've had some bad takes in the past, and it just disappoints me because I like their content. They're usually pretty good about things. Like, I know they understand the game, but then they start just saying and doing dumb shit, and it's like eventually I just get to the point where it's like, I got to call you out. That's just the way I am. I got to. I can't just sit there and
No,
be quiet.
yeah, because when it's bullshit, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's just it. A lot of it is bullshit. It's just
Yeah.
like, dude, you're like
Yeah, there's
actively doing
plenty to
harm to a
criticize. There's
community that needs, yeah.
plenty real shit we can be talking about, and there's plenty real shit that we can demand from the devs, and that's just the worst part of it, is there's real shit to talk about. And whenever you just do fake
When it's
shit, it
getting
just,
overshadowed
yeah,
by, yeah, nonsense,
starting like
it's a rough
fake
place to be.
rumors, and like it just doesn't help anything. It doesn't help the game. It doesn't help the
No,
community. It just causes more issues. Like, if that's really if you're upset
personal
about
gain.
the issues, stop causing more issues. But to the people that
Yeah,
are going to be
let's
like,
clear the
"Oh,
backlog.
you guys are just like taking the side of the devs, and you're never going to criticize them." Anybody who's a regular at our channel, they know that's not true. They know that we call shit out when it's fucked up. Like, that's not the point. We're not trying to just be one-sided. We're trying to be honest. And when you're
Trying to
honest,
be honest. Yeah.
you want other people to be honest because you expect it. Like, especially people you look up to.
Well,
Like, it surprises me at
what's easier to
times.
look through? Muddy water or clear water? You know what I mean? It's that simple. It really is
Yeah.
that simple.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get to the fucking bottom of the fucking river and you can't see shit and it's all muddy and you're trying to get down there to grab that one little issue that could fix some things, and compared to, oh, I see exactly where it's at in this clear water, I can just dive down there and grab it. Well, now it's the same for the conversation. When everything on top of the real issue is just bullshit, 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 and every other comment is, oh, you did this, you lied, you did this, you lied. It's just like, okay, we're not making progress on anything that's actually an issue or
Right.
actually needs fixed. we're muddying the water with nonsense that is making it harder to fix the actual issues and making it
Yeah.
harder to get to the root problems and the things that really are pressing matters. So yeah, it's frustrating. It's annoying.
Yeah. It is.
But yeah, outside of that, I don't think there's anything else this week. That's pretty much it. We covered the Windows stuff, which hopefully none of you guys have to deal with. We went over the codes and some of those things going on discount wise. We went over
Oh,
the new Nikileak. Looks pretty interesting. We do have, the icebreaker event got pushed back a little bit, so we're starting to see the teasers now, and kind of excited to see what these trailers and stuff come out in the next week or two. Because what, in the next month, roughly 2 months, or maybe
yeah. Yeah.
maybe a little bit later, we're looking at this icebreaker event. I would imagine it's coming early
Yeah.
quarter two, but we'll see.
Imagine
We'll
1 to
see.
3 months, somewhere in that range. Um,
Yeah.
I would like to say one thing about this other game called Incursion Red River. It's a
Oh yeah. Yeah.
it's an extraction shooter. It's a PVE focused extraction shooter. I mean, it's not just focused; it's PVE only. It's
Yeah.
a cool little game. When it came out a couple years ago, I bought it not knowing anything about it, and it was like a single developer, and it was a good game. It was fun. Played it for a while, and then I kind of took a break from the last couple years. Well, now they have their 1.3 update dropping, I believe, in 3 days. I think it's dropping on the 25th, and they ended up hiring people from SPT. If you know anything about the Sane AI mod, they hired the people behind that and are putting that AI into this game, and it's really really cool. I've had a chance to try it out, and I will say that I'm very impressed. It's really fun, and it's a cheap game. It's I believe it's like only $20. Um,
$20.
yeah, so if you know, or you want a game to just chill with, it does have it does have like, I think 3 or 4 maps, a lot of content, a lot of guns, a lot of you know, Tarkov
Well, it looks good
similarities.
too. Yeah,
Yeah, it looks
it's
real good. It's a
already looks
newer
really
Unreal
good.
Engine 5 game, so it's going to look great. Um, but yeah, it's you can play with your friends, like you can go in as a group and basically, just mess around and have some fun. But this new update is completely changing the game, and I just if you want to try a new game, I would recommend this one. Like I said, update won't be out for a few more days though, so
It,
but
it has some cool systems. We're watching the trailer right now. It with the new update for the AI, it seems like it drastically changes it from what I've heard you say.
yeah, it is. It's insane. Like I said, on the old version of the game, I could go in with the AI on max difficulty, and being a pretty veteran player at these kind of games, I was all right. I tried it on the new Sane AI, and I got instantly like just destroyed my first couple raids. I had to go in and turn it down. And that's the other cool thing. You can completely like
Well,
customize
yeah,
the
with it being
AI.
PvE only, yeah, you got a lot of control.
Yeah, you can do so much to
Incursion
this
Red
AI.
River.
Yeah. Good game. It really is. It's turned out to be so good. And like I said, that was the 1.2 update that they showed there. The 1.3 is going to be even better. A ton of new stuff, a ton of just good improvements. I'm just genuinely shocked. Like, I only started playing it again like a day or two ago, and I'm genuinely shocked at how much better it's gotten.
The new bunker map.
Yeah, and that's an older one. That was I
Yeah.
believe from 1.1 or 1.2.
So they've added even more since then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this game definitely looks interesting. I think for a good PvE co-op like extraction type
Yeah.
deal,
It's fun.
I think this looks cool.
Well, and
And for $20, right? Like that's pretty reasonable.
most of all, it feels good. Like the weapons feel good, the fighting feels good, the animations are all nice. It's very well done, and for being like a single developer for majority of the dev time, like that's impressive. But like I said, he's got a few more people
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, that is.
But yeah, it's a really fun game, and there's a ton of extraction shooters out there, and most of them are just like cookie cutter, and they just try to copy each other, and they end up being just lifeless, soulless. This is not that. This has
Yeah.
real, like,
Yeah.
you can tell real like pride behind it, and they are trying to like set itself apart. It's not just a copy. It's got its own like things that make it stand out. It's not just a copy of Tarkov.
Nice. Yeah, yeah, I think it's one I'm gonna pick up and check out. There's a couple other games I've got a code for, Bellum, I believe it is, through the Astarte launcher. But, that was one that was given to me from a friend. I don't know when that's gonna be readily available or if it is now or not. I know they were still in, like, weekend play testing here and there, so,
What was it called?
but yeah, that one looks pretty cool too. It's kind of like an Arma meets Tarkov type of situation. Bellum,
Oh,
I think?
Bellum. Bellum.
I think it's
Okay, yeah.
Bellum. I might be
Yeah.
thinking of a different game. It's through the Astarte launcher.
The
But yeah,
what
it looks
now?
interesting.
It
I
was
haven't
cutting
had
out.
got it the Astarte launcher, Astarte launcher,
Oh, okay.
Astarte. Um, but yeah, it looks cool. That code was given to me from a friend. He got a code from one of the devs, I think. And then there was something else I can't remember. But yeah, there's a couple games that are looking pretty cool that are not necessarily clones of Tarkov, but taking inspiration from Tarkov for sure. But yeah, is that it? Is there anything else for the week, or
I think
we
that's
cover
it.
everything we wanted to cover?
That is it.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode of Talking Tarkov, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Just don't forget to click that bell icon so you never miss an upload. We'll catch you next week. See ya.